Hello, good morning, students. I am Deval Mania from Gyan Bharati Hindi High School. Welcome to all of you. Today we are going to start our new chapter. Chapter name is Our Environment. Do you know about what is environment? Simply we can say which things surrounding us known as the environment. Students, can you tell me uh, where we hear this word environment? Yes, in newspaper, TV, daily life, everywhere we listen this word. Okay, so what is the importance of this chapter? Why should we learn this chapter? Because environment is related to our life, correct? Without environment we can't survive. So the environment is a very important thing to us. Okay, so now we start our chapter. Before we start the chapter, I think we know about the what we will learn in this chapter. Okay, so as you saw in the screen, first components of environment, second is ecosystem, third is food chain and web, fourth biological magnification, then the ozone depletion, and at last prevention of measures, correct? These all topic discussed during this chapter. Students, now read the definition about the environment. It is a sum of everything around organisms, including both living and non-living components. So this is the definition about the environment. You see that I underlined two words. Which are they? First is living and second is non-living components. Can you give me the definition about the living components and non-living components? No one know? Let I explain. Living components means what? We are humans जो लाइव करते हैं अर्थ पे. Okay, so this is known as the living components. And what is non-living components? Like water, air, soil, etc. Understood? So when you write the definition about the environment, keep in mind these two words very important: living organisms and non-living organisms. And we say these two words as a living components and non-living components. Okay, so we classified the components of environment into two types. First is biotic, second is abiotic component. As I earlier said that biotic components are what? Non-living organisms are called biotic components. And what are they? Plants, trees, human, etc. And what is abiotic component? Abiotic component means non-living components. Okay, an example of this: sunlight, soil, water, etc. Now comes to the next word is what? As you see on the screen, ecosystem. Some students say, sir, this is new for us. Someone says, no, this is no new for us. Okay, so please relax. I will explain these words, but before I start to explain this ecosystem word, take one example of ecosystem. Maybe you all of you go in the garden, correct? Sometimes, maybe regular. So you found that what? Exactly, human beings, birds, soil, water, plants, flowers, air, etc. Correct? You all these things show in the garden. Can you classify this all these things, all the organisms in the two types of component? Remember or not? What are the two types of component? Remember which are they? Biotic component and non-biotic component. Okay, so plants, trees, birds, humans are considered as a biotic component, and soil, water, air are considered as a correct biotic, no, a biotic component. Okay, so please keep in mind. So you see that here in the garden one system is made by the biotic component and abiotic component. So simple we say that what is ecosystem? Ecosystem is a system where non-living components and living components make a system together and doing one function. Okay, so please read the definition. Ecosystem, it is a structure and a function unit of biosphere comprising living organism and their interaction with the food chain and biochemical cycles. Here two words are new: food chain and biological cycle. We will see these two words in the next topic. Okay, so ecosystem is nothing but it is a mixing of two things: living components and non-living components. Okay, so I hope you understood the definition about environment, ecosystem, biotic components, abiotic components. Okay, so now we come to the next category. It is a types of ecosystem, and what are they? Natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. So you see the artificial ecosystem in the offices, in the garden, and somewhere surrounding us. Okay, तो सिंपली नेचुरल इकोसिस्टम किसको बोलेंगे? तो it is made by nature, is known as the natural system, natural ecosystem. And what is the meaning of artificial ecosystem? It is made by the human. This is known as the artificial ecosystem. Example of natural ecosystem is lakes, ponds, forests, etc. And what are the example of artificial ecosystem? Garden, crop field. Okay, now next, we have seen in earlier classes that organism can be grouped as a producer, consumer and decomposer according to the manner in which they obtain the substance from the environment. Okay, so as you see on the screen, I write the types of organisms. Okay, so according to the groups of organisms, I try to classify these organisms into three parts. First is producer, second is consumer, and third is decomposer. Now students, can you tell the meaning of producers? Yes, all of you are right. What is produce? What are the producers? They can produce their own food by using a biotic component. This is known as the producer. Okay, so can you tell me how can they made it food? How can they made their food? Correct, by using the sunlight they get the energy and doing a process of photosynthesis and make their food own. This type of organism known as the producers. An example are the producers are every green plants are known as the producer. Now second category is consumer. Consumer is what? Get the food from producer directly or indirectly. Correct? What are the example of consumers? Simple yaar, humans are considered as a consumer. This is the best example of consumer to understand the definition about the consumer. We all depends on the other organisms. ठीक है, फार्मर्स जो पकाते हैं उसको हम लोग क्या करते हैं? गेन करते हैं. तो वी डिपेंड्स ऑन दी क्रॉप्स, then cropping by the farmers. Okay, so we are the best example of consumers. And we classified these consumers into 4 categories. First is herbivores, second is carnivores, third one is omnivores, and last is parasites. I write the simplest word to understand these words. First is herbivores. How can we understand this word? So which organisms eats plants? This is known as the herbivores. Second, carnivores, which eats flesh. This is known as the carnivores. And what are the omnivores? Then eats both plants as well as flesh. These are known as the omnivores. Last is parasites. Parasites are what? So live on the body of the host and take a food from it. जैसे आपने देखा होगा अपने घर में क्या होता है, मच्छर होता है ना, तो वो हमारी बॉडी पे आके क्या करता है, बैठता है एंड गेट द ब्लड फ्रॉम आवर बॉडी. तो दिस इज नोन एज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ पैरासाइट्स. हियर राइट आई 2 examples, tapeworms and ascaris. Okay. So now hope you heard my word clearly and understood what am I explaining here. Okay. I make notes for you only. Correct. मैंने बुक में से जो मुझे फंडामेंटल चीज़ अच्छी लगी है उसके अकॉर्डिंग मैंने ये नोट्स प्रिपेयर करके मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर रहा हूँ. करेक्ट. आई राइट द with the help of pencil, as you saw on the screen that 15.1.1 TB means what? Textbook. ये टॉपिक है, टेक्स्ट बुक का टॉपिक नंबर है जिसमें से मैंने क्या बनाई है, ये नोट्स क्रिएट किए. ओके. एंड सी हियर 15.1 अगेन TB means what? टेक्स्ट बुक. तो अकॉर्डिंग टू टेक्स्ट बुक आई मेक अ नोट as simple as possible and try to explain each and everything. Okay. Now come to the next point is decomposer. To understood this meaning of decomposer, imagine the situations where you do not clean the aquarium and some fish and plants have died. Why? Can you say? Don't know? I explain. Some organisms are present in these environment and decompose them. The organisms comprising bacteria and fungi. This is the example of decomposer, and it makes something doing. ठीक है, वो कुछ ना कुछ वर्क कर रहे हैं. Bacteria and fungi. Break down these organisms into break down the dead remains and waste product of organisms. These microorganisms are the decomposer as they break down the complex organic system into the simple substance that go into the soil and are again used by the plants. Okay, so decomposer, what they do? They decompose the dead plants or dead organisms and break down into the other substance, and this substance mix in the soil and again this used by the plants. So now chain is completed. Correct. First producer make their food, this food is eaten by the consumers, and this consumer when dead, bacteria and fungi again convert these consumers into the different substance, and this substance are mixed with the soil, and again this nutrition is eaten by the producer, and producer make their food, again this eaten by the consumer are again dead. This all these things as a make a system and or we can say this chain. Okay, so this is continue going. So why I am using this word chain? Because our next topic is food chain. Correct. Here I am writing the simplest definition about the food chain. It is the process of eating and being eaten, or it in this sequence one organism eats the other organisms, and the same is eaten by some other organisms. Like I take an example. First, grass is eaten by the deer and deer eaten by the lion. This is a simple food chain. Okay, it consists of what? Types of organisms, as I earlier explained. Which are they? Producer, consumer, and decomposer. Now, in the food chain, there is a one important word is tropical level. According to the energy, we classify one word as a tropical level. And what is the meaning of tropical level? Each step of food chain, this is known as the tropical level. And in tropical level, different steps are there. Okay, so what are they? So here I writing this: producer, then primary consumers, then secondary consumer, and at last terratens consumers. Okay, so these are the 4 tropical levels in the food chain. Again I repeat, what are they? Producer, then primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and last terratent consumers. Okay, students, see in the textbook figure number 15.1 and 15.2, you find the examples of food chain, and earlier I explained tropical levels. So you find the figure of tropical levels. According I explained, first comes is producer, then primary consumer, then secondary consumer, and at last tertiary consumers. Again I have a question. Why I am eating a food? I know all of you are laughing, because you say that sir, we all know why we eat food, to get energy. But how much? How much energy we get from the food? Can you say that without measuring? Sir, today I am eating rice and dal, and I am getting this much of energy to do my work. No one say, correct? So to understand this theory, it is important to learn about flow of energy between tropical levels in the scientific term. So we get the answer of these questions and related to practical life. Okay, so now our next topic is flow of energy between tropical levels. Students, we saw in the previous chapter on source of energy. When one form of energy is changed to another, correct, energy neither be created or nor be distorted. It is a change its form. Okay, we show this theory in the previous chapter. Some energy is lost to the environment in form of which cannot be used. The flow of energy between the various components of the environment has been extensively studied, and it has been found that, क्या found किया हमने? We found that the energy flows in the tropical level is unidirectional. So what is the meaning of unidirection? Means which energy is consumed by the producer, it transfer to the next level. Next level is primary consumer, and these primary consumers do their work and transfer the energy to the next level. It is a secondary consumer. Again, secondary consumer is do some work and transfer remaining energy to the last level of tropical level is tertiary consumers. Okay, the energy flow, we can say flow of energy between the tropical level is unidirectional, because terrestrial consumer cannot be transferred the energy to the lower level of tropical levels. Okay, so conclusion of this study is that the flow of energy in the tropical level is unidirectional. Okay, second thing what we found, we all know the source of energy for the plant is sunlight. Okay, the green plants only 1% of energy getting from the sunlight. or we can say that कि only 1% of energy consumed by the green plants to make their own food, and this food help them to do their work. So see students, only 1% of energy consumed by the green plants from the sunlight, and this 1% of energy, suppose sun have a 1000 of joule of energy, then only 1%, so how much amount is 10 joule. 10 joule energy is consumed by the green plants and make their food, and this 10 joule energy help them to do their work, like what? Digestion, doing work, rest goes towards growth and reproduction, and remaining energy is transferred to the next level. Okay, so here we see only 10% of food eaten is returned into the own body and made available for their next level of consumer. So here in exam they will be asked like write the 10% law of flow of energy. So what you write? The 10% of energy is transferred to the next tropical level, and 90% of energy is used in the life process. Okay, so this fundamental law we learn by using this example. Like suppose assume that the sunlight gives energy to the grass, and the grass transfer this remaining energy to the deer, and deer transfer the energy to the lion. So suppose ki 1000 of energy is getting from the sunlight, and 1% what? 10 joule, and this 10 joule is 10 joule of 10% of energy is transferred to the deer. So what amount? Only 1 joule, and 1 joule is 1 joule of 10% is transferred to the next lion is say 0.1 joule. Okay, so when they ask in the question question that write a 10% law and explain it, so you write first 10% law as you see on the screen. 10% of energy is transferred to the next level, transfer level, tropical level, and 90% of energy is used in the life process, and write this example. Okay, now next is food web. What is the food web? It is nothing. It is defined as a interconnected food chains. Correct? हम ये वर्ड को क्या लिंक करेंगे, किसके साथ करेंगे? This word is linked with the food chain. How? Let's learn. We know that each organism is generally eaten by 2 or more other kinds of organisms, which is turn are eaten by the several other organisms. So instead of the straight line food chain, the relation can be shown as a series of branching lines called a food web. See the figure number 15.3. You show that you show that the grass is eaten by the rabbit, and this rabbit is eaten by the some other animal, and this grass is also eaten by the mouse, and this mouse is eaten by the snake, and this snake is eaten by the some other bird. Okay, so here one food is what? Grass, but it is eaten by the 2 animals like rabbit and mouse. So we can say that this of type one food source is eaten by the 2 more other kinds of organisms. So this is the relation between these organisms instead of a straight line of food chain. The relation between can be shown as a series of branching lines called a food web. So this is a very small topic. Now next we all know how can the plants grow? How can the plants grow? Using minerals, water and sunlight. So during the process of making of food, some interesting thing we found that the another interesting aspect of food chain is how unknowing some harmful chemicals enter our body through the food chain. You have read in the class 9 how water gets polluted. One of the reason is the use of several pesticides and other chemicals to the protect our crops from the disease and pest. These chemicals are enter in the food, and this food eaten by the us. So ultimately these chemicals are comes in our body through this food and harmful to us. Okay, so after the studying of this food chain, we also found that the harmful chemicals are comes to the body, and one another term is found that biological magnification. What is the meaning of biological magnification? So here I am simple write that the concentration of harmful chemicals increasing with the every next tropical level in the food chain, this is called the biological magnification. But according to the textbook, the phenomena of entering the chemicals in our body is known as the biological magnification. Both are the same. Okay, so in flow of energy between tropical levels, we have seen that the amount of energy is decreasing from producer to terrestrial consumer, but the amount of harmful gases, it is surprising to note that at each step the concentration keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. So we are the last human being occupied the top level in the food chain. So the maximum concentration of these chemicals get occupied in our body, and this phenomena is known as the biological magnification. Okay, so here we complete the first topic 15.1 from the textbook is ecosystem and what are its component. In the next lecture we discuss about the how do our activities affected the environment, and in this we will learn ozone layer and how it's get depleted. फिर आएगा next is garbage we produced and how we manage them. These all topics cover in the next lecture. So in the homework you have to write the questions given in the textbook after completion of this topic. Is that what are the tropical levels? I explained and give an example of a food chain and state the different tropical levels in it. So already we discussed. And second question is what is the role of the decomposer in the ecosystem? I also discuss. Okay, so these two questions in your homework and you will write in your notebook. Thank you.